Hello everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching. Today I'll be showing you how to use Excel to track your basic needs expenditure. Okay, now when I say basic need expenditure, what do I mean? If you are someone who earns salary or someone who has a business, I'll be showing you how to use Excel to track those things in your business. Maybe the date you sold your good, or the month or the year, or how much came in, and how you can track this in an Excel sheet. Okay, as a business owner, any business that you can think of. Let's jump in.
Yes, so right here, I want to take you through some basic Excel skills that you can use to manage your personal or basic life. Okay, your personal life, I will say basic needs. For instance, if you open your Excel sheet like this, I want us to have two sheets here. If you open your Excel sheet like this, you come to this small arrow here. I want to make it bigger right here. Okay, and you come to the first cell. You just write, we want to be able to track your expenditure maybe daily. Okay, whether you are a student or you are a worker or you are someone who has a business, etc. Want to be tracking your expenditure yearly. So we'll have year on this first cell. Here we'll have month. Here I think we'll have maybe salary. Now assuming, or let's just say income. Okay, income. Now this income is tied to different things. It can be different things. Okay, it can be through salary, through allowance that you were given, etc. Okay, that is income. Now this income, when it comes, you spend it on food. Okay, normally you must eat, right? You spend it on your toiletries. Am I spelling that correctly? I hope so. Toiletries. And then here we have another thing. We have housing. Maybe you are paying rent, etc. And then here now we have, let's say we have what do you think we should put there? Well, let's say you have after housing you have others. Okay, others. Now the list can go on and on. Okay, but now I just want to show you how you can use this to track your daily income. So I want us to select this cell and then we delete. Perfect. And then I want us to go down this small cross and we make this bigger, right? Good. And then I want us to just select all this and then we create something like, you see, we just create something like I want us to create something like a border, right? We say all borders and we click. So we want to emphasize that we are using this area of our Excel sheet, right? So here we have 2025, 2025, 2025, 2025. Perfect. And then here, let's say we have January, February, right? March, and then we have April, right? Perfect. And then here, let's say in January you were paid 2,000. Okay, so let's say your salary is 2,000. Your income is 2,000, right? Good. Perfect. And then here you spend 200 for food, 300 for toiletries, 200 for housing, and then others. Maybe you spend 250. Are you seeing now? And then let's see here for food. Now things are very expensive. You spend this for food, toiletries, you spend 200, sorry. And then housing, maybe your landlady or landlord increase your house. Now it's 230. Others, things are difficult, other family issues and all what. So this is 200, right? You come here again, 200. You come here again, 200. housing 230, and you manage here to cut your cost here, and then here 200, here is 200, then here again is 240. Your landlord keeps increasing house rent and stressing you up. 200, right? So now this is how you are tracking your income. You have your Excel sheet in your machine, okay, and every time you track it like this. This is a good practice, guys. It's a very good practice. I want us to right click again here, and then we delete these rules. Now if you can track like this, like I said, the list can go on, and then at the end of the day you might want to know what is happening with your expenditures, okay. And then here, okay, remember that this is your income, this is your salary, right? And then here you might want to know the total of what you're spending, right? You just say expenditure, right? These are your expenditures, and then here are your saving. The next column here is your saving, right? Savings. So now you don't need to be a mathematician. I am not a mathematician, but here now you just use your common sense. This expenditure, we want to say equals to. Remember that when we write formulas we start with equals to, right? Thank you, Jesus. We start with equals to, and then here we want to be adding. We want to say this expenditure plus this expenditure plus this expenditure plus this expenditure equals to. We click our tab. So out of your 2,000 here, you have spent 950. Amazingly, we can just share this formula down and it will do the same for all. You see? So you see what is happening here. Now we want to know our savings. What are we saving? What we are saving will simply be this income minus this expenditure, right? We'll come now under our saving and we click equals to, and we say this income minus this expenditure, right? We click OK, and then we share this form. Okay, now I can share this right down here. Here also there's a formula. I can also share this right down here. You see? So I can also create some level of borders here. Okay, so now this sheet now is an active sheet. You can do this as long as you want to, right? It's an active sheet. So let's say January, February, March, April, May. You just come to May and say, okay, in May what have I spent, right? I'm still getting my 2,000, right? And this, maybe I've spent 200 again, maybe 100, okay, maybe 240, okay, maybe 200 again. Sorry, you see that the moment I put this, it automatically adds up here. Okay, it gives my expenditure and then gives my saving. It tells me what I'm spending and what I'm saving. Okay, this same 2025 April, May, June, I want to see, I took 2,000 and then I spend on food, I spent 300. Things are really expensive now. 200 here, and then here I spent 100. No, sorry, this is house when it has to be constant. 240 there, and then others 300. You see that automatically it gives me what I need here. Now I can go here and I say equals to sum at the end of the year, and I click equals to, and I just share this. I've used the sum formula, and I also come here and I click equals to, I use a sum formula and I reference this, and then it gives me what I am spending. You see now here. Now this is the amazing thing that I want you to know, right? Now one of the amazing things I want you to know here is this. I can come here and I click inside this, any of these cells here, and then I go to insert, and then I click pivot tables right from the range, and then I want to create a small visual around here, so when I'm adding, and so that when I'm updating this my data, it should be adding here and I should be seeing it in a visual form. So I've created a pivot table, and pivot table is asking me, do I want to go to a new sheet or existing workbook? I want to be around the same worksheet. Okay, I'll come and click existing worksheet, and then I'll reference here. I want it to appear around here, and then I click OK. So these are my pivot tables. Okay, so if I come to my pivot tables here, I want to see monthly what I am spending and what I am saving. Okay, that is it. You see, this is what I am spending and this is what I'm saving. And then here now I want to come to insert again, and then around here I want to insert maybe this chart. Okay, this chart, let's insert this chart. So this chart now is showing me, let me click this backspace, and then I right click, hide off button chart. Then I come to this small cross here and I put my data labels on. Perfect. And then I click any of these labels, and then I click that. Now my sheet is clean. Okay, now then this is okay. So right here I want to go to the blank. Yes, I want to go to the blank here and remove this. So I'll just go up here and I select the blank and I remove the blank, and I no longer have the blank. So now my data is clearer. Now just by looking at this visual here, you see that in April the red bars are very long in March, so you can quickly see what you are saving. So in March I was saving more, 1,270. May I was saving 1,260. Okay, and in February I was saving 1,070. So from here now you can begin to do your analysis and see what you are saving. This is a good practice. This is what is making West and Europe big and grow. Now if I come here and I decide to say okay, maybe there's an update here, ending now 4,000. Okay, and I click, you see that it will automatically change my visual for June. Okay, if I come to data here and I say okay, let me just refresh all, you see that it has applied these changes I made here. So now in June what I'm saving is 2,960 because my salary has increased. Okay, so this is a good practice. So we can keep adding and adding and adding. Now if you want to be adding and then this is affecting this sheet here, Control T, you turn this to a table, right? That is it. You can also turn this to a table. That helps, makes it more flexible. But this is a good practice, guys. Okay, I just say I should show you, to show you the importance of Excel. It's not just used to manage big businesses or etc. It can also be used to manage your personal business, whether you are doing provision store, whether you are doing whatever you are doing. Okay, so stay blessed and I hope this helps.